What will we be making today, Baba?
We're going to make Bhindi Masala, which is okra spiced with Indian spices. See what we have here. I've chopped up some green chili, that's serrano. It's got pretty good amount of heat in it. A bunch of garlic, that's about 6 or 7 cloves, and then yellow and purple onion. Do you know why I'm mixing the colors?
So it's really colorful and very yummy.
Exactly. And then I also have at the end, I'm going to chop up some tomato. Not at the end, but during the cooking, I'm going to chop up those tomatoes and put them in there too. All right? Okay, so before I forget, that's about 2 pounds of okra. And I'm cooking a bunch because I'm feeding the staff at the WMFU radio station tomorrow. And then onions, that's roughly about 2 onions. Okay? So I've forgotten to say that at the beginning. All right? And then that's about 6 or 7 cloves of garlic. And that's just one serrano chili. Okay, so we have oil heating up in the pan, and we're going to start with cumin. Can you hear that? Can you hear the sizzle?
I love that sound.
Yeah, okay. And then we're going to put the garlic and green chili in it. I'm going to turn the fan on so it's going to get noisy.
Smells so good.
Yeah, it does, doesn't it?
Yep.
I like the garlic to brown a little bit. Not too much, but just a little bit. Can you smell it right now?
Oh, yes, amazing. It smells really good.
Okay. And that was about 2 tablespoons of oil. I'm going to put the okra in there. The okra, you'll see, actually doesn't soak up the oil very much at all. I'm going to leave it like that for about 20-30 seconds before I start stirring the okra. Probably good. See how the okra looks all glistening?
Yep. Yep.
Took a while to cut up all that okra. Alright, I can turn that fan off now. Because the oil's not going to be flying all over.
It sounds good.
Yeah. Okay, so I've just been stir frying the okra just in the oil, no spices, just besides the garlic and the green chili at the beginning. And I'm going to cover it, turn it on low, and put, say, 3 minutes on the timer, and come back. Okay, so there's like 2 seconds left on the timer. That was 3 minutes. I'm going to take this off and not drop the water into the dish. You see how I lifted it?
Yep.
So the water didn't get into the dish. Alright, now, so I was just cooking the okra a little bit before I put the onions in because I like my onions to be a little crispy. Don't you like that sound?
Yeah. Sounds so cool.
Cool, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Alright. And I may add a little bit of oil if the onions are not glistening enough. Alright.
So colorful.
Like, exactly. I was about to say, like the color combo.
The red onion makes it.
Did you want to stir it and I'll video it?
Sure.
Okay. We'll do that in a minute, okay? The onions, after I separate them like this, I'll cook them for about maybe 2 minutes before I put the spices in. Okay? So it's about 8:20 to about 8:24, 8:25 we'll put the spices in. Alright?
Okay.
Alright. Alright, how's the mixing going?
Very well.
Okay. Cool. So in about half a minute or so, I'm going to add the spices, okay? Alright, so we've been stir frying with the onions and okra now. I'm going to start putting the spices in now. And that was going for about 2 to 3 minutes. That's about a teaspoon or so of cumin. About the same of coriander. Some went on the stove. Very little chili, okay? Because there's already green chili. I'm going to put maybe half of that, not even. So that was about about an eighth of a teaspoon. I'm going to put about a teaspoon of turmeric. And finally, some garam masala. And I'm going to put only about 2/3 of a teaspoon of that. Of course, salt goes in, which I'm measuring with my hand. So whatever that is, 2/3 of a teaspoon. I mean. All right. I'm gonna mix that all up. And once the spices are all in there and blended, I'm gonna chop the tomatoes up and put them in there. Just slicing up the tomatoes to put them. See that? Just kind of like sticks. They'll cook quickly that way because the okra and onions and spices are getting fairly cooked anyway. So, all right.
Yep.
You getting it?
Yep.
All right.
So colorful.
That's also going to add a little bit of liquid to the dish, which will be nice. Okay.
Yep. Wow.
Spices have been cooking for like 4 or 5 minutes. See, and I'm putting that back on medium so that the tomato starts cooking very quickly with the dish. Look at the color now.
Wow. It was so colorful before, and now it's like.
And in about 5 minutes or so, we're gonna taste for salt. I think it's gonna need more salt. I put only about 2/3 of a teaspoon. That's a large dish here. It's gonna need at least a teaspoon, if not more, of salt. All right. So it's been about 5 or 6 minutes with the tomatoes in there, and you can tell the tomatoes are all limp and basically cooked. So I'll probably do this for a couple more minutes, and then we're ready to taste. And I did add a little bit of salt, about 1/3 of a teaspoon, and the salt is now perfect. Okay, somebody seems anxious to try it. Go ahead and try the rice and okra. Tell me what you think.
Well.
Onion, yep. Is it hot? You've been cooling it for a minute.
It's good.
Is it good?
Yeah.
You helped.
I know.
All right. Give it a thumbs up. Awesome.
Delicious.
Awesome. Great. Thank you for your help. All right.
How is it?
Awesome. Thanks to your help. So, Matt, Bhindi masala, spiced okra, you gotta make it. Super simple.